folks! Some months ago I presented you the 6th info update video. And now there are again a bunch of super awesome news to tell. So I bid you welcome back to a 7th update video about a soon new upcoming transformable Digimon figure series named Chou Shinka Tamashii series or Digivolving Spirit series. Quick and easy. Of course, this time it is about the breathtaking news about a Digivolving Spirits Tailmon, Angewomon and Caramon Diablomon figures. Diablomon they just announced as the third release of the new transformable Digimon figure series with the slender teaser banner already, as they revealed all detailed informations about Digivolving Spirits Gabumon, Metal Garurumon some time ago. Certainly, as I seen the update with the detailed informations about Chou Shinka Tamashii Caramon Diablomon for the first time on the 22nd November. There was only the update about the Caramon Diablomon figure and non-detailed one about Tailmon and Angewomon. Indeed, she got already announced with such a slender teaser banner as the 4th release of the series below Diablomon's update. But like I said, there still wasn't non-detailed update about the Tailmon and Angewomon figure. And this time you only could see those good news which they teased in pink and black with the banner that the Digivolving Spirit 04 will be Angewomon. Therefore, I actually wanted to report you those good news about Angewomon's teaser banner in this update video for the first time. So I started just right the next day and began to create the text to be able to present you a 7th update video about Caramon Diablomon. But right now this got already obsolete again, because on the 25th of November I had to discover with a positive fright that they already had launched also the detailed update about the Tailmon and Angewomon figure. Originally was this update video planned as a shorter one, which was mainly thought to be about Digivolving Spirits Caramon Diablomon. Indeed now, Tamashii totally destroyed my plan because of launching Angewomon's update so sudden, and so I additionally had to put in the whole of the informations about Tailmon and Angewomon here too. But I've been also very keen on doing this for her. Of course, I know that I'm being late with this, but I had no time until yet. And I also found new pictures like every day, so I had to add things on here again and again. If you open the official promotion site for the Digivolving Spirit series now, you can find all the detailed informations about the 3rd and 4th release of the Chou Shinka Tamashii series figure there now. Like in the case of Gabumon, Metal Garurumon and Agumon Wargreymon before. The setup of the site with the informations to the single points and the listed points itself is and are nearly the same like by Gabumon, Metal Garurumon and Agumon Wargreymon. They merely formulated it a bit different again. And of course they fitted it to the Tailmon, Angewomon and Caramon Diablomon figures this time. Also the comments of Hiroyuki Kakudo and Kenshi Watanabe are again the same like by Gabumon, Metal Garurumon. You also can switch between the different side portions once again with the help of different colored buttons, which are on the upper side portion of the page, and there is now a 4th and 5th bigger button, which are marked again as kind of update buttons. But to that I'm coming back later again. But at first, everything step by step, At first you will hear everything about Tailmon and Enjavomon. At the very top we have this beautifully to Enjavomon perfect matching designed promotion title image, in which you can see the figure in the full view in its 2 evolution forms at the first time. Especially this counts for Tailmon's form, which we never seen this way before. Seems like both are floating within a kind of own galaxy with the feathers rolling around them. Truly wonderful, I really loving it. Below there are the informations for the reservation of the figure, which started on 28th of November in Japan. And you can see also the manufacturer's suggested retail price of 7,020 yen, which are about circa 63 and 18 US dollars. Therewith, she would be unbelievable less in price than Gabumon Metal Garurumon, and also about the same price like Agumon Wargreymon. I truly expected at least the same price like they announced for Gabumon Metal Garurumon, because there is no old figure version of Enjavomon existing which they could take as reference, and so they had to create and produce completely new molds for this figure. And with that they had to put in more cost for the whole planning, development and realization. Like I said, such a kind of reasonable lower price I didn't expect it for Tailmon and Enjavomon because of the mentioned reasons, and so this is an unexpected, very positive aspect, isn't it? Now up to the first point, which is again the Digivolving, which is, like you can see, portrayed with this typical transformation image again. Anyway, and like you can see, there is written almost the same about it, like by Gabumon Metal Garurumon before, as well as paintings that have been applied to fine details, changes in body color before and after evolution from Caramon Diablomon are also reproduced as far as possible by perfect deformation gimmicks of replacement peers. In the text they used this odd word deformation gimmick again instead, for example transformations gimmick, which I think you use this word deformation rather more for negative things. Indeed, in this text you also can see it as the right word, and it is not this complete wrong word here like it was case in the description text of Gabumon Metal Garurumon. But whatever, like I said in the last update video, I have to admit again that those information texts are also a bit strange and difficult to read because of using such unusual words and terms for them, and also the whole sentence construction is odd. This I noticed when I did translate them for the German version of this video again. But here they used another completely wrong word, and that is that word replacement peers. Doesn't mean the word peers, which you use to name the fruits actual. I think that this word should be parts and not peers. So I think they just simply made a writing mistake here. This is the only logical conclusion for it, in my opinion. So the sentence would be following way. As well as paintings that have been applied to fine details, changes in body color before and after evolution from Tailmon to Enjavomon are also reproduced as far as possible by perfect deformation gimmicks of replacement parts. By the way, like you might seen, they even wrote the names of Tailmon and Enjavomon wrong. I think that you just only can agree to those statements if they also would be in the right form. Anyway, the finish is again definitively absolutely beautiful, and both evolution forms are again very detailed colored and also with the accurate colors how it should be. And they also presented us the prototype of Angelwoman's form this way before, and it is positive to note that the real figure will have the same look in the finish like the prototype had, and that it's also seems to be in no way inferior to the shown prototype as well. The only thing I noticed, and which is now different on the official figure, is that the Digimon graphic characters on her feather boa are not longer highlighted with that black color like it was on the prototype. But also those graphic characters not seeming to be uncolored, I believe to see that they just colored them merely with a different, more quiet color, which is almost similar to the color tone of her feather boa. And maybe this looking even a bit more better and is more accurate than it would be the striking black color instead. Indeed, by the Tailmon Angelwoman figure you also can't take any reverence on an old figure to be able to judge any improvements on it, and therefore the whole thing looks also very impressive from this view. And if you blank out the whole of Tailmon's kibble on Angelwoman's back and her bit odd looking wing shape, looks Angelwoman's accurate, precise frame hardly like a transformable figure if you're looking to this compare picture with the old transformable Angelmon. Also Tailmon's form got a super finish, but her frame seems in general a bit stiff and blocky, but that's just logical, and she is still beautiful to look at, and I think she is also very well made. She is a transformable figure after all. There is especially impressive that you can't see any kibble on it from this view, because she is in shell former and they probably managed it to put in all of Angelwoman's form's parts within the inside of Tailmon's form. Of course, except the white ends of her feather boa, which are becoming the turned around arms and paws of Tailmon at the same time. Therefore, I also could imagine that in some circumstances Angelwoman's arms and hands are visible in the back view of Tailmon's form. With that, we are coming to the next point, which are the materials. Like you can see, is this text almost the same again, like by Gabumon Metal Garurumon, and it got simply fitted to Tailmon Angelwoman. And it is following way. In the super evolution spirit, we also pursue the sense of texture when taken in hands. We use die casting for helmet, chest feather parts, the holy ring, etc. and highlight texture. Furthermore, chest parts and holy ring are bladed and bladed, realizing a high quality finish. Whereby I think that they meant with bladed some kind of chrome plating or something like a multicolored look, maybe similar to Tamashii's original Designer's Edition's colors of Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon. Because they already mentioned just right before that they used die casting for those parts, and so they mentioned it like 2 times. Like I said, those texts are very odd. Apart from that, those are the parts which I exactly had expected as the diecast parts on her. And with this we are by the next point, which are the proportions. The 4th edition of Angelwoman is a new lineup of designs that have not been released in the past Super Evolution series at the time of Angelmon. Now we realized a beautiful silhouette that cannot be defeated by a Bishuchu figure by sticking out modeling. It is a deformed figure full of fresh surprises. The meaning of the word Bishuchu figure I had to look up at first, and the meaning of it is following. The term Bishuchu is the Japanese term for the ideal picture of a beautiful young woman. So now we did clear this up too. There is still to mention that they used again the wrong word for transformable in their text. Like you also might notice, they used again the word deformed, like in the text of Gabumon Metal Garurumon, which would be rather more the opposite in a negative way in their statements. So it would be again a deformed figure. People of Tamashii, are you truly serious? Luckily, for using the wrong words, the image is speaking their own language. And I think those words you simply only could agree to the full if they are in the right form again. This time they even dare to show the figure in Angelwoman's form from behind, and therefore, thumbs up. Except the whole Tailmon kibble, which also logically have to go somewhere and used for the effect of her 4-winged purse. At the same time, also the look of the Angelwoman figure from behind is insanely awesome. Additionally to this counts also everything about this point, which I mentioned before about the Digivolving point. And with that, we are also finished with Tailmon Angelwoman. Like you can see, below there is the link to the official product page, and you can see the release date of her, which is scheduled for May 2018. Once again, I want to give you the advice to pre-order this figure directly from Japan to avoid astronomical high prices if she might get a ban out of Japan and Asia, before the dream of some of you to get Angelwoman shatters again. I think those bloody stupid American licensors are really capable of doing this, since they banned the GM series Angelwoman figure, because also the GM series Lady Devimon figure they just did not consider for pre-order in our shops at all, to avoid similar trouble right from the beginning. I only can advise you to take heed of my warning, because I am pretty sure that this Angelwoman will getting banned again. I personally pre-ordered her at Nippon Yasan to an unbeatable price of unbelievable circa 41 and 42 US dollars. They even offer a duty-free delivery for Europe if you choose the special option for the shipping, which is named Translogistic. And this isn't even expensive. Don't know if they also offer such an option for the USA? Just go to the site and find it out. But for the Europeans who want this figure and who still have to think about it are actually to blame. And with this, we are also at the end with Tailmon Angelwoman. I think I said this before again, but whatever. So now of course we are getting to the update about Digivolving Spirits Caramon Diablomon. At the top we have again this nicely designed promotion title image, in which you can see the figure in the full view in its 2 evolution forms. Especially this counts again for Caramon's form, which we never could see in this way before. Like you can see, is the design of the title image based on the background look from the movie Bokura no War Game, and matches perfectly to the portrayal of those both characters. Below there are the informations for the reservation of the figure, which started on 1st November in Japan. And you can see also the manufacturer's suggested retail price of 8,640 yen, which are about circa 76 and 90 US dollars. With this, he would be again a bit more expensive than Gabumon Metal Garurumon. I think you should see this also as reasonable, because in this figure they had to put in more development costs, because for Caramon Diablomon there is no old figure version existing which they could take as reference, and because that they had to create and produce completely new molds for this figure. Again, below the reservation informations there are those 5 update buttons which I mentioned before. Below this there is even a new promotional video which actually don't knocks my socks off this much, like in contrary it was by the promotional video of Agumon Wargreymon. Because in the new video they portrayed everything pretty much simplified, tough, it is still a cool idea to portray it this way. To get an idea of it, you should watch it on your own after watching my video. Now, up to the first point, which is again the Digivolving, which is like you can see portrayed with this typical transformation image again. Anyway, there is written almost the same about it, like in Chivomon's case, as well as paintings that have been applied to fine details, changes in body color before and after evolution from Caramon to Diablomon are also reproduced as far as possible by perfect deformation gimmicks of replacement peers. I think to that whole thing you only can agree again, the finish is again definitively absolutely super, and both evolution forms are again very detailed colored and also with the accurate colors. Indeed, by the Caramon Diablomon figure you also can't take reference on an old figure to be able to judge any improvements on it, and therefore the whole thing looks also very impressive. And as far as you can judge it from this front view so far, you can't see almost any kibble on the figure in both forms. And on that score, excuse me, this is probably the best made figure in both evolution forms of the overall 5 figures of the series they showed us so far. But like I said, as far as you can judge this from those images so far. But in the text they used this odd word deformation gimmick again instead, for example transformation gimmick. Here they also used again this completely wrong word pierce instead of replacement parts. So it counts the same for this figure text what I said about Tailmon and Jevomon. The point with the proportions they left out this time, and with that we are simply coming to the next point, which are the materials. This text is absolutely the same again like Gabumon Metal Garurumon's text, and it got simply fitted to Caramon Diablomon. And it is, like you can see, the following way. In the Super Evolution spirit we also pursue the sense of texture when taken in hands, emphasizes metal feeling by using die casting for face, chest parts, hip joints that require strength, etc. We also use die casting as an optional watch and clear parts for pedestrians. It realizes a high quality finish. And with that we are already by the last point with they added new for Caramon Diablomon, and which is named Option and Package. Diablomon, the third bullet, comes with 2 optional parts besides the main body. That watch, familiar in the scene of Toki Iwo Motorino da Rereda, comes as an omake part of the diecast specification. In addition, the base can be used for both Caramon and Diablomon. Also this time the package, I will use illustration Watanabe Kenji drawing drawn up. Please stay tuned. That thing with the omake part I had to look up first, but it is Japanese and means something like free gift, extra or bonus. But what they meant with this Japanese sentence from the familiar movie scene I don't know, and I also can't remember now on the German translation and what they said by our version. Probably it is something very important, maybe from key scenes, on which I also should remember when they do mention it here extra. But like I said, I had to look it up first. Indeed, I am sure that some of you do know it to what it was translated in your version of the movie. Below this, there is the link to the official product page for Caramon Diablomon, and you can see the release date of him, which is scheduled for March 2018. And like you can see again an image with a kind of fighting scene based on the movie, and which is similar to the images in the promotional video. But the most important thing to point out is that they wrote again that other characters which were not released under the old Digivolving series in the past, the Super Evolution Spirit series will develop. Aren't that super awesome news or what? I personally think that this is very nice and also a bit unbelievable, and I am overwhelmed by nostalgic fresh feelings of happiness and simmer with anticipation to all the releases of the Chou Shinka Tamashii figure series. So I did thought, like I also assumed in the last update video, that Enjevomon will be the 5th in line and the 04 would be the Chou Shinka Tamashii Dorumon Alphamon figure first. Because of Alphamon appears in the Tri movies, and because they showed him off earlier together with Diablomon at the Tamashii World Tour, and Taemon and Enjevomon joined them at last. Furthermore, I will getting back to those update buttons again. The before mentioned 4th update button was first to get to Enjevomon's teaser banner, and now you can use it to get just right to the side portion with the detailed informations about Taemon and Enjevomon. Now let us getting back to the big 5th one. If you use this button, you can get to another page which is about the Agumon Wargreymon figure once again. There you can see another project which came to their minds, and this is truly great, I think. To cut a long story short, there you can read following. Before release, Super Evolution Soul 01 Wargreymon. We are looking for a person who gains advance and refuse it. Indeed, there they were searching for a person which do review the Agumon Wargreymon figure on their own blog, YouTube channel or etc. The funny thing in general on it is that they even used my personal invented translation version for the original name of Chou Shinka Tamashii, which I called myself and mentioned in some of my first update videos the same way, namely Super Evolution Souls. Of course, I'm feeling a bit honored myself and vindicated as well, without being even able to know this at all. But back to the topic now. The application period for this project was from 24th October until the 6th November, and the winner they would send it the Agumon Wargreymon figure to review it. Of course, they gave some points which should be spoken about by all means in the review, but in the main this was a nice idea from them to include the fans themselves into the promotion. And I was also just right a bit excited and angry about myself at the same time during reading, because I would have missed the application period, because I found it just at the 22nd November. But as I read that only people who living in Japan can do this application, so it doesn't matter any longer too. But like you can imagine, I would have liked it very much to do this myself, because in my opinion I would be the person who would have deserved this the most to do this, because of creating and presenting so much detailed information videos about that new Chou Shinka Tamashii figure series. Whatever, you sadly can't change anything on it. At the end, I have a bunch of posted images which I do not want to keep from you. Images of the prototype figures. One image of the Chou Dorumon Alphamon figure for the first time, complete in its Dorumon form for the first time. There are also the first CG rendered blending images of the other blend figures of the series. Images of Gomamon, Sudomon, Patamon, Holy Angelmon, Palmon, Lilymon, Piomon, Garudamon. With that, they finally make it clear that all the others will digivolve from the rookie form to their strongest Adventure 01 form. Thus, unlike what I suspected, the other of the old ones which they made in the past will sadly also get new remakes. But in the case of Garudamon's form based on the first pictures, this would have been definitively the better way to go again from Bertramon's form, because this old figure was just very well designed. And still I think that this way would have been also much easier. Tentomon's Atlocapotarimon's finished colored prototype figure they also teased already with this image, and somewhere they probably showed him up in full view. Anyway, this image got posted. A special feature of this is that this time they have shown the figure in its pre-evolution form as Tentomon first, and as far as you can judge now, Tentomon's form looks incredibly good and accurate. It is again hard to believe that this should be a transformable figure. I am curious how it will look in Atlocapotarimon's form, but I'm afraid that so much more accurate Tentomon would also mean a lot of Tentomon kibble on Atlocapotarimon's form. But let's wait. Why they do not make a remake of the old Capotarimon to Mega Capotarimon figure here is a bit incomprehensible to me too. Probably there will be also sadly new remakes of Greymon, Metal Greymon, Garurumon, Varagarurumon, and Patamon, Angemon. Furthermore, someone posted a picture of a colored prototype Dukemon figure they probably showed somewhere as well. Well, so now I think that was all what I wanted to say in this Chou Shinka Tamashii Update 7. And I think that it wouldn't last this long now until they will present us some further prototypes of the other still missing characters. Anyway, I am pretty much excited above all which characters it will be. So also stay tuned for further update videos of me about this topic. At the end, like always, I want to thank you for your attention. Hope that you liked this update video, and saying goodbye, your Mega 88 1000.
負けそうになるけど聖地がちなイメージだらけの頼りない翼でもきっと飛べるせ